Yeah, the fanatic. Where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina, upstate, A64. Yeah, TFANATTIC. The fanatic, where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I
Welcome into the Fanatic Sports Show for sports fans by sports fans. It's your boy, Coach I. And you know I got the stat guy with me. What's up, stat guy?
Good, Coach. I see you making me do some Clemson Notre Dame, punishing me some more after a bad weekend of college football for me. Appreciate it.
Hey man, it be like that sometimes, man. Them Gamecocks didn't do too well. They was riding that roller coaster, man. Sometimes you got to come down off the roller coaster, brother. And unfortunately, that weekend was this past weekend for you guys. But we are here today to talk about the Clemson Tigers versus the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Never knew how to say that. I just say it so fast to say Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Just a quick recap, man, of week 9. Clemson was off this past weekend, so they are trying to get rested, trying to get healthy, which has been a problem for Clemson the last 2 seasons, man. The defense especially can't stay healthy. Offense has some injuries as well, not as much as last year, but it looks like maybe for the first time all season, all 3 levels of that defense may be healthy, man, going into a week where they have to go to South Bend. Notre Dame coming off of a good win over a Syracuse team that was pretty red hot until they traveled to Death Valley and lost to Clemson, just narrowly though. So still a good win for Notre Dame. First year coach Marcus Freeman. So what's your general overall thoughts on this game here?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I think I'd kind of written this game off, but Notre Dame just went to it's no longer called the Carrier Dome, but it'll always be the Carrier Dome in our hearts, and kind of put it on Syracuse a little bit. And had a really good showing. And obviously in Clemson's last game against Syracuse before the bye week, DJ had to get replaced by Cade. They went strictly run heavy to come back and secure that victory. So I don't know, man. This could be shaping up for a good football game.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, DJ sometimes you gotta give him a chill pill, man. But I think that they did what they needed to do to win that game. DJ he'll be back at the helm this week. There's no quarterback controversy or anything like that. DJ is the guy. So let's go ahead. Speaking of DJ, let's talk about that Clemson offense, man. I know last year they didn't have to play Notre Dame, but just last year, DJ coming into the year, everybody had high hopes for DJ in 2021 because he did have 2 really good games in 2020. One of which was in South Bend against Notre Dame. You know what I mean? So everybody, like me and you had talked kind of off camera. You said that was kind of his breakout game. So everybody came into 2021 thinking he was going to be, Trevor Lawrence 2.0 or, Deshaun Watson 2.0 or the third one in that long lineage or whatever. But it didn't turn out that way. But it wasn't all DJ fault. Same thing with this year, man. I think he's played better. I think some of his weapons is getting better. The tight ends are catching better. They still don't have, to me, that guy that you just super afraid of on the outside. I think Antonio Williams is doing good. Bo Collins, when he's good, but he's kind of inconsistent as well. Give me the numbers on that Clemson offense this year, man, and what DJ is doing.
Yeah, the offense is pretty impressive. 37 points a game, 185 on the ground. Another 236 through the air. So, offensively, they're moving the ball. They're scoring points. And it doesn't take a whole lot of points for them with how dominant their defense is. The big question mark I have into this game is DJ on a shorter leash potentially? I don't think they win the Syracuse game without Cade coming in and them going strictly more run heavy, right? So, Dabo pressed the right button, made the right call, but while he said there's not a quarterback controversy and DJ's their starter, that's all fine and good. But what happens if DJ comes out and throws an early pick or 2? Or what happens if the offense isn't moving? We know from just being in the upstate that Clemson fans were chirping for Cade even earlier in the year when DJ had his struggles. So if they find themselves losing or in a tight ball game in the second half, do we see him pull the trigger on DJ again and it become Cade time?
Could now the strength, I ain't gonna say strength, but the stronger part of Notre Dame this year, or more consistent, I should say, has been their defense because their offense has been a question mark. Here and there, you just don't know week to week, man. It's like those sorted chocolates at Valentine's, and you just don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So their defense has been consistent, and maybe they can force Clemson into some decision making if they need to pull DJ for a series or whatever. I don't think K's gonna just be the starter. I think it'll be something like if it came to that, it'll just be Cade coming in for a series or two, kind of to let DJ get his head together. What did Notre Dame defense doing this year though? Because they got to stop that run game with Shipley and Maffa coming on. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Their defense isn't horrible. I mean, 22 points a game, 129 on the ground is a little bit high when you're talking about elite defenses. You're looking more in like that 80 to 90 yards a game on the ground. So 129 is a little high there, but honestly, I think if they could keep Clemson around the 115 to 130 on the ground, they definitely give themselves a chance to win. And through the air, they're only giving up 200 a game. So it's definitely a solid defense that Notre Dame throws out there week in and week out to give themselves a chance to win football games.
yeah, I would say that 129 is good. Like I said, the defense has been consistent. I don't think there is, honestly, I don't think there's more than about 10 to 15 teams holding people under 100 yards rushing total a game. So I think that's pretty good. It'll be more run-centric focus this week. I mean, hey, last week they held Sean Tucker to 60 yards. And the team as a whole, I think they held Syracuse under 100. So they're no strangers to having to play good running backs. And this being at home, that should help out a lot. Long as the fans show up, you know what I'm saying? So on the other side, man, we talk about that Notre Dame offense, man. The Notre Dame offense, I really don't know what to say about it. It hasn't been good. It's kind of been here and there. I think against North Carolina, the offense looked good, but who hasn't looked good against North Carolina's defense? Now they're down to Drew. They came in the year, losing their starting quarterback from last year, and then he went down. Now Drew Pine is the quarterback, and I think Drew Pine only threw for like 118 yards against Syracuse. But I mean, they got it done nonetheless. But they're gonna rely heavily on that run game, and that's kind of running right into the strength of what Clemson does. That front seven.
Right. I mean, you're talking about number-wise for Notre Dame. You're looking at 28 points a game. Very balanced offensively as far as the yardage goes, with 186 on the ground, 196 through the air. But you're right. It's definitely more of a run-focused offense, especially with the issues they've had at quarterback. And you're right. I mean, Clemson, that's what they're built for, right? The heart and soul of this Clemson team is that front four, even into the front seven. They are nasty, and you probably put them up against anybody in the country, and they're going to hold their own weight. And so are they going to be able to just line up and run it at Clemson, and will that pay dividends for them?
I don't know. And then, I know their numbers say they balanced, but a lot of that was when, what's his name, was the other quarterback for Notre Dame was in, and not when Drew Pine was in. I don't know. I do think this weekend, though, they can't just come in and try to, browbeat Clemson on the ground and then, run it up and down the field if that's what they're hoping to do. Drew Pine's going to have to throw the ball, if nothing else, to keep Clemson, honest. It's like almost like, they have to throw the ball just so Clemson doesn't load the box, because if they load the box, I don't know if I could see Notre Dame rushing for enough to keep them in this game, just solely rushing the ball. So we'll see how that goes. What is that Clemson defense looking like, man?
You're talking about a Clemson defense that held Sean Tucker from Syracuse to only 5 carries, right? I mean, Syracuse kind of abandoned that, and they had fortunes with fumble recoveries and stuff that gave them the lead, but Clemson shut that run game down. And I mean, you're looking at a team that gives up 20 points a game, 244 through the air, and is stifling only 88 yards a game on the ground. And so it's like we've had some other videos, man, especially out in the Pac-12. Man, the rubber's fixing to meet the road with run-heavy offense against a Clemson team that licks their chops with somebody trying to line up and run it at them.
That's right, man. So on to the predictions. Give me the spread on this game and the over-under for the Clemson Notre Dame game.
So the over-under on this game is going to be 48 points. So probably looking at like a 28-20, 27-21 type thing if I had to guess as far as what's in Vegas's mind. And the spread is Clemson by 4. We always talk about Vegas kicks the home team 3. So probably thinking that Clemson's around a touchdown favorite heading up to South Bend.
48 points in this day and age, man. You know what that tells me? That tells me boring game at night. Oh, as an outside fan, man, listen, 48 points, you looking at like what, 25 to 23, so 26, 22, like that's hopefully, listen, just as an outside fan, I hope there's some turnovers in this game to keep this thing exciting. Again, like I said, if Notre Dame can't pass the ball, then Clemson's pretty much gonna shut that run down. At least that's what I'm thinking. I'm saying Clemson's gonna cover this, man. I think Clemson's gonna win 24-17. I'm taking them to cover that 4, but not. I'm gonna take the under in the over/under.
I got you. Well, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. The last couple weeks during these shows have been horrible for me. My predictions have gone south in a hurry. My win-loss is not good. And so for all my Tater fans out there in the YouTube world, get ready to screen record or whatever you want to do, because the elephant's about to get in the room. I can't believe I'm about to say these words, but I'm taking Clemson to go to South Bend and win the game 24-23 with a late field goal from BT Potter, who is probably the college football. It's going to be the under. Clemson's not going to cover. So maybe there's my moral victory in all this. But probably for the first time in my life, I'm taking Clemson to win a football game.
Somebody check the window pane right now. Is it snowing outside? We're recording this thing on Halloween. That's what it is. We're recording this on October the 31st on Halloween. The ghosts and the goblins have taken over Jeff. He's picking the Clemson Tigers to win a ball game. Like, bruh, that's crazy. So there you got it, Tiger fans. Hey, South Carolina Gamecock fans, stat guys on board with you getting the dub. I don't know if that's good or bad for you, dog. So Notre Dame fans, Clemson fans, get in the comments, man. Let us know what you think the score is going to be and what the keys to the game are going to be, man. For the stat guys, it's Coach I, Halloween, man. We out of here.
Peace.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the fan at it, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off they plate?